Hi, my name is Lou Explains. You can call me Grandpa Lou. I got to get used to this. Is my first video that I'll be doing for my easy cipher wisdoms and easy math wisdom and reading faster practice. We'll go through all those and how I consider them as motivational education. And I'm doing without my teeth just to get a test for it. When I do it officially to post, I'll wear my dentures. I learned that lesson a long time ago. Right now I just want to see if it records okay, if the earpiece is working okay, if that's picking up my voice okay. If I say okay too often, I want to find that out. I want to make sure you can see my E3Me hat, because it's encourage, educate, and entertain, so it's E3s, and me is motivational education, but it's also e3me.us is the domain that I have for it. But I've got a lot of domains, and I found myself, I got to get used to looking at the camera, because right now I'm looking here and it's got me looking off to the side. So I think I've got to be looking up there. So I'll find out once I find out where I'm looking right at the camera. And what we do is I've been collecting quotes to promote my other marketing businesses since 2010. I had them on Twitter, MySpace, Facebook, LinkedIn. There's probably a couple other early social media groups that I belong to. I've been an online guy for a long time. But I started collecting quotes for promotion, just to link, put in a quote, because I like seeing on these social media posts, you see famous quotes all the time. And there's always single quotes. So, of course, being me, I had to do dose quotes. So I would do 2 quotes by a famous person. They had to fit the Twitter field or limit at the time of 140 characters. So I did it for a long time, multiple years. And the quotes I was using were quotes like this. This is a long one, so I may not have had this at that time, but it's you have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach the stars. I'm all messed up because I'm nervous. Reach the stars and to change the world. And it's by Harriet Tubman. These are all old quotes. They've all died over 100 years ago. They're all public domain. But I want to see if I personally feel that if more younger people got exposure to positive social statements more than just the hate and tribalism we see on social media and TV and the movies and everything else, I want to try to change that. And I know it's hard to change adults, seniors my age, but that's the way I am now. I believe we are all colored people. I've got a bunch of domains to that reference, but I want to today just find out how I can do a video, if there's a potential market for it, if I can make money with it, showing people how to do the math, or how to do the cipher wisdoms, or how to read faster. I don't have that printed out yet, the book yet. But these are on Amazon, these books. But I want to offer them for free to download. And to be perfectly honest, I came up with the easy math wisdom and the cipher wisdoms and the reading faster practice because I've been collecting these quotes for 14 years. And I'm putting on t-shirts. I put them on monthly calendars called Holidays du Jour that had family-friendly holidays every day of the year. I'd update them every month. I sent them to my grandkids because most of my grandkids at the time lived in California. They still do, but I'm getting a few more here in Florida here. But I had been sending them the Holidays du Jour calendars with the 2 quotes, hopefully to inspire or educate them. Hopefully that's what would make that calendar a keeper. It was on a greeting card. I've got samples. When I do this officially, I'll show you the samples. We'll have all that information for you. But I just want to see if it records okay, if my story is right, if I need to script everything out and try to read it word for word. I don't know yet. So I'm going to test that. But I collected these quotes, put them on the calendars. Eventually I got to the point where I wanted to put them on shirts because I figured they change their shirt every day. Maybe they can find a quote that they like that means a difference to them, and they want to share that. Because that's ultimately my goal, was to impress my grandkids. I can't say I did that because they're older. When I started giving them the cards, the shirts and stuff, they wear them, but it's not as fashionable for them, so I'm not going to focus on that. but it's really to a large degree for the parents of the kids, because I want to make it easier for your kids to be exposed to words of wisdom that have passed the test of time, and I want them to learn how to spell using those quotes. There's a cipher wisdom on these. There's I got 416 puzzles, cipher puzzles, that they can figure out what these quotes are, and just got to match up the red letter on the cipher wisdom key with the alphabet. So it's really easy to do, but I'm going to make videos on how to do that, because you can use that to learn to spell and learn their numbers, but also learn the wisdom that's included in there. And then the easy math wisdom. This was actually a spin-off from my t-shirt and coffee mug business. It had all the quotes on there, because when COVID hit, it closed down my grandkids' schools, and I was afraid that some of their school skills would fall behind. So I came up with the easy math wisdom. Since the teams are, they're teams of 8 per team, and there's 52 of them, so I got 416 quotes. And what we do is we use on these, and I'll show you on the PowerPoint parts of stuff, I need to do more close up, but each one we've got, the quoter, the name of the person that's made the statement. Like in this one, gestures do often prove profits. And I'm going to claim that for myself. I just grabbed this one by accident, but I'm a bit of a wise guy. You'll see me make jokes and stuff like that, so I apologize if I go overboard, but I am a wise guy by nature. That's my nature. But I think we also prove profits, because I think that what's motivating me is all the tribalism and hatred and racism that's going on. Everyone's just looking out for themselves, not looking for the world in general or society in general. But my firm belief is that the greatest asset every country in this world has are its people. It's not its gold, it's not its diamond, it's not its carbon, it's not its this mineral or that mineral. It's really the people. And if we can get them, if people want to come to America because of the freedom and the potential there, I'm okay with that. Hopefully they can pull their own weight, but I want to give them the freedom that they can't get in their own country because of the racism and tribalism that is so suppressive there, but it's getting suppressive here too. And that's what I want to try to change, because don't get me talking, we're not going to talk politics. This is not going to be a political thing, or it's not a religious thing, 'cause I'm not a religious person either. I want to motivate people with words of wisdom that can make a difference in someone's life. I don't want to promote tattoos, but if you find something you like and you're old enough, I don't have tattoos because I'm a chicken. And I'll tell you about which is my favorite quote, and I wish it was a lot shorter, because then maybe if I wasn't afraid of tattoos, maybe I'd get it, but we'll go into that later. But I just wanted to show you this. We're going to talk about the quotes, because those are the seeds of wisdom we're going to plant. We're going to show you how to do the math on it using just their age ranges, and you're going to do it 8 times, because using octo repetition, you're going to do that person's age calculation. And I put the ages in the last year on top and the first year on the bottom, so it's easier to do the math. You're going to do that math 8 times for 8 different people. Then when you go to the next guy's quote, you're going to have the same math. You'll start on a different one, because not the quote that we're focusing on. You want to start on the quote that's being focused on, and you're going to do their age calculation again. You're going to do it all again. You're going to do the age calculations 8 times. I should go that and that, but you know what I meant. So we're going to do it 8 times. You're going to get confidence from doing that, because it's going to get easier and easier every time you do it. As long as you don't cheat, eventually you may just remember them, but you're not going to start out that way. And if you move to the next page, you're not refreshing back or referring back, that's cheating in this case, because we want you to do the work. You have to earn the confidence that this is geared to give you. So you're going to figure their age calculations, you're going to figure their averages, how long ago were they born, how long ago did they leave. A lot of different math practices that you can do that'll help you build confidence. That's really the goal for that. It's not trigonometry, it's not calculus. It's just getting you comfortable with basic math and inspire you with some words of wisdom. Now, this may not be the one that I will use for examples in the original video, because it is some of them you'll see that we'll go through those. So maybe I may even spend time going through the reading faster videos first because it's easy to focus on that, because those are the seeds of wisdom we're planting. And doing these ciphers or the easy math, those are just building skill confidences on learning to read, just cognitive practice, doing mixing and matching, because that's practice. And we all learn by practice. We learn to read, we learn to walk, we learn to ride a bike. It takes, sometimes you have to fall down a few times to do it, but we'll stumble as we go along. But as long as we get back up and keep moving on. Because every time you do it, like with these octo repetition on the easy math, every time you're doing it, you're walking that path one more time. You're doing the same math, subtracting this year from that year. And it looks scary because it's 4-digit years, but you're really only doing 2-digit math because we're looking at people's ages. So in most of them, all of them are going to be under 100 years old. All the quotes are over 100 years old, but the people aren't. So you'll be doing 2-digit math. You got a confidence level of being capable of doing 2-digit math, but you're going to do 4-digit math, which is a year or two ahead of normal 2-digit math. So there'll be some confidence with that. The repetition, you're walking that path more and more, so that makes it more ingrained. So it's easier to remember and think of those things, because that's what learning is all about. It's practice, repetition, and this is giving you that repetition in 8s. The cipher-coded wisdoms, you'll learn because you use cipher wisdom. And I actually started that because I did the shirts, I did the easy math wisdom, showed them to my grandson, or my stepson in California, and he asked me, he said he liked them, but he thought, he asked if I did any cipher wisdoms, because he likes cipher puzzles, figuring that stuff out. So based on that request or suggestion, I came out with the easy cipher-coded, it's called cipher wisdoms, is the key that I'm using. You'll see that on these. It's cipher wisdom. No, I guess I've got most of this one done. But you'll see the codes look real weird, and it doesn't make any sense. But when you match them up with the code key, it'll make a sense to you. And you'll see when you answer that. So you're going to get practice at that. So now, after I've done them all, when I created them, and you'll get this skill too, you'll be able to look at the coded version and figure that out in your head. Because you're going to do some of these, hopefully, hundreds of times. They're not the same one hundreds of times. I only repeat one quote 8 times, and there's a reason for that, and I'll go into that later. But I just want to see how this video comes across, if I can edit it with the PowerPoint so I can focus on the specific learning sections and see if that makes it better. And this is, again, like I said, all new for me. So it's going to be a learning skill, and hopefully I'll get better, and I'll get better equipment, and maybe I can afford to hire someone to clean my home office, because I can't make my wife do that. That's not fair. But I'm too lazy to do it, so this is what it is. And I love y'all, and we'll find out later if that burp comes across.